When she was a first-year med student, she was left alone to treat an HIV-positive patient. This led her to start a project to help vulnerable women in the city. Very grateful to have join us right now Minuoja Chandramohan. She's the founder of Helping Hands, and she's joined along by Tarsin Sangripalai, the co-president of Helping Hands. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Great. Great to have you both on here. Why don't you tell me a bit about each of you? We'll start with you, Minuoja. Tell me about why Helping Hands began.
So 3 years ago, me and Daniel Kaufman started it, actually. At the time, I was a first-year student. He was a second-year student. I was shadowing a doctor, as you said, in an HIV, particularly HIV clinic, the chronic viral illness service. And I was left alone with a female patient I was kind of asking her, why was she not taking her medication? Why did she come back to the clinic? And she explained that she had to stop taking her medication to take care of her kid and stop from work. So it kind of made me realize that women tend to put always other people first before them. And that's when the idea of the kit began, because we wanted them to feel that they should put their health first in order to afterwards help other people.
Okay, you just mentioned this kid here, Minuoja. So tell me about that. Is that in essence, Helping Hands? The kid is at the core of this. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the kit is at the core of it. So I think we've noticed a lot of shelters kind of going in, organizations kind of going in and giving what they think is best for the shelters. So we wanted to give what we believe shelters and clinics need. So we called a lot of shelters and figured out that they needed certain items. And we kind of accumulated about 10 items. And those 10 items, we delivered them to the clinic. And now we're helping more shelters, which Tarzan can explain a bit. Mm-hmm. And we give them kits every month. So it's monthly kits. And we deliver them infinitely to the populations that we're helping.
Tarsin, why don't you get into that and also tell me why you decided to get involved here?
Minuoja is actually one of my classmates, and she had advertised this new club that she was starting, and I was very interested in joining the club. At that time, I was doing this community project through school where I was volunteering at CLSC Park Extension. I was part of this organization called Phone Tree, where we provide translation services to populations who don't speak English or French. So as I'm a Tamil native speaker, I was helping Tamil patients understand what was going on with their health and what the doctors were saying so that they take care of themselves better. While I was there was this patient who was explaining to me that she did not take this medication that was prescribed to her because she had to buy essential items for her children, and so she didn't have enough money left over to buy medication for herself. So this showed me how this organization can actually be very impactful to many women in Montreal, and so I decided to join. And like Minuoja said, now we actually help 3 organizations. We help the Chronic Viral Illness Services at the Glen. We help the Native Women Shelters of Montreal, and we also help CLC Park Extension now.
Minuoja, I'm flabbergasted that we let people be put in a situation where they've got to choose between buying the medication they need and basic essential supplies for themselves and their family. Is this a pervasive issue that we just don't talk enough about?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, we don't talk about it enough. And thankfully, that's another aspect of our project, how we get to work so much with social workers. Something else that we've noticed with Helping Hands is initially we started, working with staff members and doctors. And then we noticed that the people who take care of all of this, a huge part of it is social workers. And it's a very interdisciplinary team now. It's not just the doctor helping the patient, but it's a huge team helping them. And the social workers do an amazing job to help them with the financial aspect of things. Some medications are not covered initially, and you have to wait in order to pay for them. So it can get very, very tricky. And we get to work with really amazing social workers at each site that we're working, that we're helping, and they get to really do a huge part of the job.
Tarsin, you mentioned the chronic viral illness service of the at the Glen of the MUHC. Can you tell me about the types of people that are there, the types of illnesses that you see that you have to deal with?
So as Minuja mentioned, she's the one who really worked there, and
Hmm.
some of the people that she met, well, most of them are HIV patients, and a lot of them are actually immigrants or refugees. So there's a lot of also like financial issues involved as well. But most of the patients that they do see are patients that suffer from chronic viral illnesses, and it's the chronic viral illness service clinic.
And how has COVID-19 changed things? I would imagine it has made things more difficult.
Yeah, so we try to reach out to a lot of the clinics and shelters that we already are in contact with, and the two clinics that we help are not seeing patients as they did before, since it is the COVID period, and it's really people who are going to clinics and hospitals it's for like emergency needs. So what we did was we really wanted to show that we're still supporting these women who are vulnerable and who need help. So what we did was we reached out to multiple shelters in Montreal, and we asked them what they would need at this time, and a majority of them expressed that due to COVID and the risk of transmission,
Hmm.
items may not be like making kits and stuff may not be what they need at this moment, but financial help would really help, as they need more equipment and more new materials to one, protect themselves and the people who are coming to the shelters and the organizations, but also because they've lost a lot of volunteers due to this, they have to actually pay for staff, and their like finances have increased. So that's why we started this COVID relief fund on the GoFundMe page, and we started off with the aim of raising $800, and now we've surpassed
Wow.
$7,000. So thank you to all our donors.
Minuja, just I have a few seconds here at the end here, but if people who are listening to us and want to help, is that GoFundMe? Is that the way to help right now, that fund?
Yeah, that is the way to help right now. As Tarzan was saying, right now, all the shelters, we don't want to increase the transmission by giving them items. So we're giving them money because they know their
Hmm.
population the best and they can help them the best way they can. As he said, we're about at 7,700 right now, but the more money we raise, the more shelters we can help and the better we can help them. So it is a GoFundMe page, and everyone can go and donate there. If it's a really hard time right now, so some people cannot donate. If you can't, that's totally cool. If you can just share it and talk about it to your friends and family, that way we can get more visibility.
All right, best of luck, guys, with that
Thank
fundraising goal. Minuoja Chandramohan is founder of Helping Hands, joined by Tarzan Sangrapillai, the co-president of Helping Hands.